What is going on, folks? The sun just set, coming to you from an undisclosed body of water. This is a little lake in the suburbs of Chicagoland. Bike trail, walking trail. Just got done having a coffee. Just want to get everybody a little update. How you doing, Mike James? Nice to see you, brother. How's everybody else doing? Well, the sun is setting here. It's already pretty much set and darkness is coming. I just wanted to touch base with everyone here and give everybody a little update on my life and what I've been doing and the pros and cons of van life. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, I'm at an undisclosed body of water, a little lake here in the suburbs of Chicagoland, at a park. This is a park. I'm not going to say where I'm at, but probably people will figure out later on where I'm at. It's an undisclosed lake body of water. It's a very interesting park. I've never been here before, but I thought I saw it on the map, and I'm like, wow, I gotta check this out. I never really knew this was here, and don't really come to this area that much. But I was very pleased to find to see this park and see all that it has to offer. It's a very interesting park, nonetheless. And the bottom line is it was a beautiful day here today in Chicagoland, 83 degrees. The humidity was low, and it was sunny, and it was a beautiful, beautiful day today. And it's going to be even more beautiful tomorrow with even lower, cooler temperatures. So we're going to talk a little bit about the pros and cons of what's going on. I always try to concentrate on the pros and not the cons of life, but life is never perfect, right? We're always going to have challenges, trials, and tribulations. Well, we'll start off with the bad stuff, I guess. Well, I'll tell you guys something interesting. My nephew Narsa has been soul searching a lot in his life of what he wants to do in his future as far as his lifestyle. A lot of you kind of know my nephew. Some of you do, most of you do. But anyways, a while back he purchased a really nice Harley Davidson motorcycle, brand new one. And make a long story short, after couch surfing on his dad's couch for the past 8 years, he's decided finally he's coming to realization that he wants to buy an RV motorhome. And the kind of RV motorhome that he wants to buy, it's pretty interesting. Because he has a full-size Harley Davidson motorcycle, he's got the big boy, whatever they call that one. I don't follow him, but he told me he's seriously thinking about purchasing a Class C or Class A motorhome with a toy hauler. Now, those are pretty expensive and rare, but they're out there. And for somebody that's got a motorcycle, something along those lines, a toy hauler is, if you can afford it, is a great investment because you have storage for your motorcycle. I don't know if he's really going to go through with it, but he's been contemplating about it, thinking about it. I hope his dreams come true one day, and if that's what he wants to do, I'll fully support him upon that. How you doing, Matt? So maybe in the future, who knows, my nephew might buy a toy hauler RV. Could be a Class A, Class C. He really wants a Class A, but they have a lot of toy haulers that are bumper pull travel trailers and fifth wheel RVs. Anyways, I wish him the best of luck in what he's doing. He's a good kid. He's got a good work ethic. And I wish him the best of luck. Whatever works out for him, whatever makes him happy. There's also some very interesting RVs that they call Super Cs or Super Cs. It's kind of like a Class C with a semi-truck front end or a pickup truck front end. Those are really pricey, but there's also something called a toter home. There's something for everybody in the RV industry, if you look at it from top to bottom. But anyways, I wish the kid a good luck in what he does, and I hope that he does what's best for him. Maybe he'll not only join the biking community, he's already joined the biking community, but maybe one day he'll finally purchase an RV. That'll be very interesting. Nonetheless, we'll see what happens. I think my nephew will purchase an RV sometime in his life. When it's going to be, I don't know. What type it's going to be, I don't know. But I think somehow, some way, someday he'll purchase an RV. That'll be a very, very interesting time if he does that. Very, very interesting. Well, nonetheless, it's getting dark here now, as the sun is pretty much set. I guess I was going to get to the bad news a little bit. My nephew's uncle is dealing with a case of cancer, 49 years old, kind of sad that I hope that he makes it through. My nephew's uncle on his father's side. It's kind of sad when people get cancer and give you a certain time to live. Life is so precious and fragile. You never know how much time you got left or what trials and tribulations you had ahead of you. You got to make the best of every day of your life, because really, life is so short and precious and fragile that we really never know what is to come. And that's why I think that everybody out there, no matter what you're out in life or what you're doing, try to make yourself happy every day and make the best out of life and make the best of what you can of what you have, and just be happy. Because life is very precious, fragile, and short. Well, I'm going to talk about, I know that was a little bit sad, but I had to put it out there. Anyways, I wish my nephew's uncle on his father's side, I wish him healing in Jesus' name, and I hope all of you can just say a prayer for him. And I know the guy personally, and he's basically my ex-brother-in-law's brother. It's very sad to hear someone with a family and children at 49 years old coming something with down like that. It's too early to die in life. And I hope in Jesus' name that the Lord can give him some healing in Jesus' name. I heard his prognosis wasn't good, and he was told he's going to live until October, but I wish him the best of luck and prayers, and I hope all of you do too. His name is Robert, by the way. So please just say a prayer for Robert in Jesus' name for his healing. That's my nephew Narcis's uncle on his father's side. That was a little bit of bad news that I heard, but that's how way life is, Oh, let me see. Mike wrote something here. See if I can brighten it up. You only got one life. You'll never know when it'll be gone. Live the way you want. That's right, Mike. You're absolutely right, brother. Anyways, I know that's sad, but I just have to put it out there. Sometimes you hear sad things in life, and that's why I'm very thankful. All I might have is just a van in my life, but um, there's certain people, in life, you never know. You never know when your time is, and that's the reality of life. We really don't know, when we're gonna die, how we're gonna die. We try to plan for it somehow, some way, but we really don't know. Some people do, some people don't, but like I said, you got to make the best of life while you're here. Just make the best of it. Well, I'm going to get back to my life and what's going on. Um, there's good news, and I'm going to get to the good news. Is I always try to concentrate on positives. In the near future here, I will be in the world of employment and working and making money, replenishing my account and my life to get on with my life. I'm very actually upset with myself because I'm getting a very late start on getting back into the workforce. I really am, if you think about it, I'm literally 2 months behind. Not happy about that. I really procrastinated this year a lot, and that's not a good thing. But I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, that this has been a pretty good year for me overall. Even though it's been a tough year for a lot of people, it's been a good year for me. So like I said, good news for me. I will be entering back into the workforce in the near future and doing what I have to do to put bread and butter on the table. There's plenty of jobs out there, and there's all different kind of pay rates, but there's plenty of work to be had for anyone as far as what I see. People are hiring, the economy is booming in that regard. Obviously in the service sector, medical sector, transportation, logistics, there's jobs out there. Might not be the job that you want, but there's jobs out there, Might not be the pay rate that you want, might not be the location that you want, but believe me, there's jobs out there. Sometimes we can't cherry pick, we got to take what we can get. Something is better than nothing. That is reality. But anyways, guys, the other thing I want to talk about here is today, briefly, as we look at this beautiful body of water here. As I was sitting here at this body of water today, something very odd happened. There were some people that were paying attention to my van. A few people said that's a camper and that's pretty cool, or I want to get a van like that, different things. But there was one thing that was a little bit kind of eerie that struck me. As I was here in my van, I'm just going to say this. There was a person that was but I thought was odd that came in my van. And they said, is anybody in the van? And I see a 93 Ford van for 20. Oh, that's a good deal. How you doing, Janice? Something kind of eerily struck me today. That person came up to my van, a few people, and most people here in Chicagoland really are not very RV savvy. Let's put it this way, most people in Chicagoland are not RV savvy. Some are, some aren't. But anyways, these three people came up to my van, and they were younger people. And one of them was saying, "Is there anybody in the van? Do you live in the van?" And I looked out, and I didn't feel comfortable with really interacting with someone I don't know. And I just replied, "No, I don't live in the van. I'm just traveling through." And then he told his friends, "That's van life." That was very, very eerie. That someone with their friends would say something like that. Even people that are of younger age know what's going on. How they know this, I have no idea. Because most people who follow the van life are of older age, let's face it, at least in their 20s. I thought it was really, really weird. You know, how would this person know that I'm living in the van, or as say van life, or it was just very weird. I thought it was very weird. But people are becoming more aware of this. It doesn't matter what age range they are, of what's going on. I don't know how. Maybe it's getting more prevalent. Here in Chicagoland, I see people living in shuttle buses and vans and cars more than I've had in the past. And that's a little bit odd in the Midwest, especially here in the urban areas, but I see it going on. I see it happening, and people are aware of what's going on, and they're of all different types of genders, races, and ages. But when somebody comes up to you, and I don't care what age they are, if they're a younger age, it's kind of weird, and ask you if you're living in your van, and tell their friends that's van life, that's kind of shows you how mainstream or in the media, or how prevalent on social media that van life has become. I've never had that happen to me in previous years, but it's happening this year. People are starting to, wake up and comprehend what's going on here. That someone in a Class B camper van is not just traveling through there, they're actually living in it. And the reason that people are believing this is because it's being sensationalized on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube, obviously. Now people associate RVs, recreation vehicles, with living in them as opposed to just traveling. That's a stigma. That's what's been going on. And maybe people are getting exposed to this at all different ages. I've never had someone. I've had people say that's a camper, but more and more young people are really getting to know what's going on with this van RV life. And this person that was with his friends was someone that was basically probably just a teenager, wasn't even of an adult age. And I just thought that was kind of weird. Anyways, it was kind of weird. But like I said, more and more people are becoming aware of this life, even at a younger age. Even people that are teenagers are aware of what's going on here. So, that's exactly what's going on. Now, are people, obviously, I have a vintage Class B camper van with a high top. It's not that stealth. And when people see it, they know right away that it's a motorhome RV or that it's some sort of a living van. They really don't know if it's Class B or a motorhome, but it's some sort of a living situation in a van. And that, in that regard and respect, if you were to own a conversion van, you might not have the space and amenities of a Class B camper van, but you have an element of stealth, which is kind of an advantage with urban van life. So it's a double-edged sword. You get a Class B camper van, you're not going to be as stealthy, but you're going to have more space and amenities. You have a conversion van, you have less space and amenities, but you have more stealth. So it's a give and take in this life and what we do. It all depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a stealth vehicle, then you might want to go to conversion van. If you want the space and amenities, then the Class B is the way to go. But whatever the case may be, the other positive things that have been going on in the past couple days, there was a very hot spell of very nasty humid weather that was going through Chicagoland and some storms and rain. That's all been over now, and for the past couple days the temperatures have cooled off nicely with low humidity and not having the necessity to run an air conditioner, which is a great thing because it's a great gas saver and a great saver of wear and tear on the generator. And I hope and I pray that this year is not going to be as bad as last year with the heat and humidity. With the gas prices as high as they are, we, as a nomadic life, we always want to avoid running the generator, especially at these gas prices. So the two positive things that have been going on in Chicagoland, like I said, the weather has cooled off considerably in the past couple of days. We've had a little break in the weather, and nice to get a break from the heat and not having to, burn gas and run a generator to keep comfortable sleeping. That's a positive thing. The other positive thing that has happened, and I'm not exactly sure why, it's happened, but the other positive thing that has happened here in the world, it seems like the gas prices have went down a little bit. The price of a barrel of oil right now went from $122, $123 to I believe about $100. I was looking at it. I think it was about $108 or $109 a barrel. And the cheapest price in Chicagoland to get gas is actually in Bloomingdale, Illinois, in the Chicagoland area, greater Chicagoland area. It was $5.35 a gallon just a couple days ago, and it went down to $4.99 a gallon, which is really high, but still it's better than $5.50 or $6 a gallon. So gas has went down between 30 and 50 cents in the Chicagoland area. And I don't know why exactly it's gone down, but that's, I guess, a little bit of a good news, or maybe some light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse here of this body of water. You paid $4.99, yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm not going to be on here that much longer. I just wanted to come on here to give you guys a little update. Like I said, I hope that this year that the heat and humidity is not going to be bad as last year. Here in the Midwest, it's becoming, very, very uncomfortable to be living the van life due to the heat and humidity levels. But at least here in the Midwest, you're able to find some shade and trees and able to run an air conditioner to stay cool. But that is what it is. The whole world is getting hotter and hotter and hotter. So that's about it, guys. I don't really know what else to say to you guys, but right now I'm not really focusing on social media or nothing like that. This is just a diary of my life, nothing more, nothing less. Focusing on getting back on the workforce and making some money and being able to support myself financially. That's my number one prerogative right now. I think it's been a good year for me this year, but I've procrastinated a lot. And I had a good year, good half, and I really procrastinated a lot, and I'm behind schedule. But this has actually been a good year for me. I know it's been a tough year for a lot of people, but this year has been a very, very fortunate year for me. Very, very fortunate. And if you look at it, we're already basically coming up on pretty much July. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop on out of here. Hope you guys have a good night. And just remember what I'm telling you guys here. Make the best out of life. Make the best of what you have. Be positive. Be happy. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And if you do that, you'll live a better life. And life is too short to be hateful or negative or hold a grudge. You never know. You never know how much time you got left and how you're going to go. And like I said, that's why every day you should cherish life and make the best out of it that you can, because you just never know, guys. You never know. All right, Mike and Janice and everybody else, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I want to thank you guys for coming in here. Again, this is on the Syrian Nomad Facebook here. This is nothing more, nothing less, just a diary of my life, or a diary of my thoughts on my life, or Chicagoland, or world events, or overall whatever that I want to get off my chest. It's a social media platform that I'm on, and if I want to define it as a diary of my life, or my thoughts on the world, or world events, or what's going on, whatever you want to call it, it is what it is. Sometimes it's good to come on social media and be able to vent out or express yourself, or have some sort of a platform, some sort of a voice, you know. And this is what this is, nothing more, nothing less. That's about it, guys. And when I feel like it, intermittently, when I feel like coming on here and making a video or talking about something, I'll do that. I'll do that intermittently, I'll do it randomly, and I'll do it at my will. And I'm not expecting anything in return. I'm not expecting views or donations or anything like that. Because right now I don't look at social media as a business as I did before. I look at it as just a simple diary of my life, a simple social media platform that I can come on and say my thoughts. And that's about it, nothing more, nothing less. Will I ever really get back to social media and become a content creator? I don't know. I don't think that that's the right time in my life right now to think about that. I think right now the most important thing that we can all do in these perilous times is to be prepared and make the preparations that we need to sustain our lives, and be responsible and be productive. And whatever means necessary, as long as you're a law-abiding, upstanding citizen and you're upholding all laws of the land, get out there and do what you got to do and make yourselves happy. Be responsible and take care of yourselves, folks. and take care of your loved ones in these perilous times, because it's scary. You never know what's going to happen here. You know, how much more is gas going to go up? How much more is inflation going to go up? You know, are we going to have a world war, a nuclear war with Russia? You know, what's going to happen in the world? Iran's talking about making a nuke. You got the guy in North Korea. You got all kinds of stuff going on. And, you know, I hope we don't come to the point as humanity where we just self-implode and, you know, detonate nuclear weapons and just wipe out our species, because that'll be the end of the human race as we know it. If it goes there, nobody's going to make it out then. I hope it doesn't get to that. I hope it doesn't get to that, because if that happens, it'll be a sad, sad set of circumstances in the history of the world and in the existence of the human race, human species. We are literally a species on this earth that can exterminate ourselves, and our greatest enemy is ourselves. Our greatest enemy is ourselves, and the one worst thing that we're all doing is we're polluting and killing this earth. And if we kill Mother Earth, or if we damage Mother Earth, we're just cutting off our lifeline, because without the earth and without the resources to keep us going, food, water, air, we're just not going to make it. And that's why the reality of the world, those who control the resources control the world. People talk about money. Money isn't worth anything. It's just a piece of paper. Without the resources, the money's not worth anything. Food, water, shelter, necessities of life. And that's why when, in the beginning of times in Sumeria, there weren't any city-states or nothing like that. Everybody had their own farm and farmland. You live off the land. And then the government empires took over the land and taxed the people. In the system that we live in, unfortunately, is everything is governed by money. It's not governed by the resources. The resources are controlled by the people at the top, and they trickle down to us, the wage slaves, who work for a wage for a price. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, folks. Those who have the gold make the rules, and the gold is the resources of planet Mother Earth. You know, that's just the way the system is, you know. And you got to go along with the system and do what you got to do to make it. That's just the bottom line, you know. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pop on out of here. Hope you guys have a good night. Like I said, time to time, intermittently, when I feel like it and when I'm in the mood and when I got something that I want to get off my chest, I'll come on here on my Facebook here on Assyrian Nomad and get something off my chest. But that's about all I got to hear to say for tonight. I hope you guys have a good night, Corey Briggs and Mike James and everybody else. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Don't really have much else to say, but have a good night to everybody, and God bless you guys. And please, like I said, treat others the way you want to be treated. Live life to the fullest. Be happy. Don't hurt anybody. Put a smile on your face. Open the door for the person behind you. Man, if you can afford it, buy them a meal, buy them a coffee. If you see a homeless person, get them something to eat, get them something to drink. You know, life is better when you give than when you take. You know, that's what I learned. You never know who's going to need it, you know. Give more than you take, and the Lord will give you more. Promise you guys. All right, guys. Have a good night. Talk to you guys later.